What's going on, cigar world? What's going on, cigar enthusiasts? This is Jack the Cigar Enthusiast, and I'm back with another video. And today we're going over fermentation and aging. So with that being said, strap in, buckle up, and let's go.
Pull up in motorcade.
Before we get started and start rocking and rolling into this video, I do want to give everybody a huge update. Dapper D Cigars will be launching May 2020. Official date will come later on in later videos, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't already did so, subscribe, share, and like this video. Turn on that notification bell so you can get all the updates on all the top updates on Jack the Cigar Enthusiast. So today we're talking about fermentation and aging, which are two unique and most important parts when trying to develop the perfect cigar. Today we're smoking on an Alec Bradley Coyo. I really love this cigar. You probably done seen it a couple times in my videos. This is one of my cigars of choice. So it is fermentation, especially when it applies to alcohol and beer. And fermentation is very common in this field because it's the process that converts the sugars and organic materials to alcohol. In the tobacco industry, it's a little different. In the tobacco industry, it's a microbial fermentation to where it breaks down the leaf organically using water, pressure, and oxygen. No alcohol is produced by tobacco fermentation, but the process is release heat as it changes the chemical composition and physical trace of the leaf through humidity and oxidation. Now, tobacco undergoes fermentation for one simple reason, and it's to make the tobacco taste better. The process affects the flavor and the smell of the tobacco, making it less astringent and reducing the bitterness while bringing more floral and nutty and sweeter aspects to your actual cigars. Fermentation is a fairly simple process in the tobacco industry. Once tobacco is cured in a barn, the leaves are arranged in a large pile known as piolas. The only thing that is added is water, right? The weight of the piles produces a pressure while the enzymatics and the microbe breakdown produces the heat. The piles are checked daily and temperature is monitored while the internal temperature of the piolas reaches a certain point. The tobacco pile is taken apart and rotated by hand and painstakingly reassembled. Ideal tobacco is piled and fermented according to size and weight. Different tobacco varietals will ferment at different rates. So the pile must be homogeneous as possible, which means the piles must be of the similar leaf as much as possible. Otherwise, it will mess up the fermentation process for that tobacco. Idea is to naturally, after the taste of the tobacco, it transforms it into a raw, bitter state to something smokable and pleasant. Unfermented tobacco will often have a harsh aftertaste and smell like ammonia. It's not a process that can be skipped or rushed. It is critical in the world of premium and boutique cigars. Now, understanding fermentation is very important and should be understood as much as we possibly can understand it. But the next part, which is aging, is ideally the most important thing, because aging is what really allows us to get a cigar that we like, whether it's in Cadella, Connecticut, Sumatra, Cordial, Habano, Maduro, Ascaro. It really allows us and defines the cigar in which we're getting to. And aging is very important, not only in the creation of the cigar, but also after you have purchased the cigar. Punch the brakes right now. Let's not focus on the after effect. Let's focus on the before effect and then get to after we purchase our cigar. So aging is to achieve the tobacco's age in a palm tree leaves at about 18 to 19 degrees Celsius and special accommodations at the factories. Aging is a slow continuation of fermentation. During the aging process, that is really when the tobacco is maturing to the necessary state as a wine in a bottle. Aging process is one of the most important steps a vital role in the creation of a cigar. But a newly cigar, in most cases, is sent back to the aging room where the tobaccos will allow themselves to marry to each other in a humidity that can stabilize that cigar and allow it to really start to build a more bolder flavor. The aging process of a tobacco really starts after the fermentation phase. During the aging, the leaves are packed up into a tight paracel and called bells, where they will undergo a slow, steady breakdown of carbonatoids, which helps to bring out the desirable properties in the tobacco. The aging also lends a bit of a polish and maturity to really allow those green notes of the tobacco to diminish. Have you ever smoked a tobacco that tastes like a freshly cut grass or a raw green bean? That tobacco was not fully aged. If the cigar smoke is more redolent of almond, raisin, orange blossom, it has been aged properly. There's also an aging that's done by the consumer, right? So when a cigar is rolled up and boxed up and sent to a shop, that shop may even age that cigar a little bit longer. Why? Because it allows the cigars to not only marry a little bit longer, but allows the oils to rise through the wrapper to really give it a robust taste. Similar to aging wine, this process helps further dissipate any acidity in the tobacco and allows a mellower, more enused personality to come through, which means, just to simplify it, it makes the cigar taste that much better. Perfect aging is achieved when a cigar is absolutely at its peak of its flavor. At the peak of flavor, not only are they more balanced and cohesive, but their undesirable qualities such as bitterness and harshness are completely absent. A great cigar can age for decades, so long as the temperature and humidity are stable throughout. You will often see people saying, hey, I gotta pull out my cigars and rotate them. What that means is they are allowing themselves to age their cigars that much longer because they understand the quality of having a perfectly aged cigar. It really does bring out a more robust flavor and allows you to appreciate that cigar a little bit more. But let's just take it a step further. Have anybody ever seen the plastic piece that goes on your cigar? Those are a perfect indication of how well your cigar has been aged after it's been rolled. The more browner or greener that is, the more of the oils that have came out of the cigar and is kind of packing up in that. That is also a good sign that the aging process in which you're conducting is doing good. But there is a caveat to it. Do not over-age a cigar. Over-aging can result in the loss of flavor and body and make the cigar taste flat and dusty, i.e., taste like mildew. Fermentation and aging are vital roles in the creation of the perfect cigar. Don't always take a cigar from the cigar lounge and just start smoking it. Right? If you go to a cigar lounge, obviously support that cigar lounge, buy sticks, but buy sticks enough to where you can put them away in your humidor and allow them to age and allow the oils to really expose themselves out of that wrapper. Now, after you have done that, when you do go, or when you do decide that you want to smoke a cigar that you know you have at least aged for some time. That being said, ensure that you are selecting your cigars right. Understand the fermentation and aging process has a vital response on how that cigar would turn out. And also, if you haven't already, share, subscribe, and like. Turn on that notification bell for more updated videos. With that being said, also go like my page on Facebook, Dapper D's Cigars, and follow me on Instagram at Jack the Cigar Enthusiast and Dapper D's Cigar Emporium. With that being said, I'm Jack the Cigar Enthusiast, and I'm gone.